Good morning, it's Danny here from our humble home. In this midweek madness video, I am going to be oiling and staining my Merbau screens. We have 4 of them all together, and it would be years, probably longer than years since I've done them last, and it's really noticeable too. You can see this screen's the worst. This is a big screen at the back, and we have that one over there, we have one at the back, and we also have one at the front. But the last time I oiled these screens, I purchased a cheap oil, and it was just oil, it wasn't stain, and it never had a mold inhibitor in it. And you can see that it's just played havoc with this particular timber here, and it's such a shame because there were such beautiful, rich, deep Merbau panels, but they will be again when I'm finished with it. That was the other screen at the front. Also, I thought I might do the front door, because it does get the full brunt of the afternoon sun, which comes from over there. And also, whenever I do the screens, I will do our letterbox, which is also made from Merbau timber. And and you can see that this has actually got moss growing on it. So it's been a long time since I've done that, unfortunately. But every time I walk past these screens in the letterbox, I think I've got to do that. But finally, I've got around to doing it, which is good. The first step with the letterbox, actually, I had to clean, and I'm just using dishwashing liquid and mascara. I'm hosing off the excess soap, and then I will start to put the oil and the stain on. I'm using Cabots natural decking oil. Excuse me. It has a Merbau stain in it, this one, so I thought I would get that because it brings the timber up into a beautiful rich brown colour. It almost looks like paint actually, but it's not. It's just an oil and a stain. So it's gone from this to this, and that probably doesn't even do it justice. It looked a lot better. Another thing with this stain is it turns out to be matte. It's not a gloss. It doesn't have a gloss on it, so it's a nice matte. But this was the one out the front, and it's not too bad. It's not as bad as the one at the back. And this is my natural decking oil, the Merbau stain colour. This was $44 for a 1 litre, but in hindsight, I should have bought the 4 litre because it would have been better value economically, but also I did run out. I only had enough for this screen, the letterbox, and the big one out the back, so that was unfortunate. I'll have to get some more to finish them off, but I really enjoy doing the staining. Apart from the smell, it's very strong, but I always feel like I'm painting with water when I when I oil these screens, and it's sort of relaxing in a funny way. I didn't clean these ones out the front, although at the bottom there was a bit of moss growing on them as well. So I had to give them a little bit of a scrub, and I finished off oiling them. And these turned out really lovely as well. And so the next one was the large screen. I'd say this screen at the back is probably about 4.5 meters long. So it's a pretty big one. I had to scrub this as well. I was going to get David to go over it with the high pressure hose, but it was just easier. He was burning off out the back. You can see the smoke there. And I thought I'll just do it myself and just get the excess off. I was never going to get all of those marks off because I don't know what they are actually, but I think they were really caused by the fact that I didn't use the the fungal inhibitor the last time. And I just did this the same. I scrubbed it down, I hosed it off, and then I started applying the oil and the stain. So like I said, I still have 2 more screens to do, and I will have to do the front door as well, so I'll have to buy another tin for that. I might even buy a large tin, but you can just see the difference that it makes here. In the photos that I show, you probably can't see it as well, but it really makes such a huge difference. In the instructions it says to apply and then wipe off excess, and I didn't, because this timber just sucked it right in. It sucked everything in, and I thought wiping off the excess would be a bit of a waste, because eventually it would just suck it all in. So I left it on the top and it just sort of absorbed into it. So that's what I got up to this week. I hope you enjoy this week's video, but on Saturday I'll be doing another furniture flip. I hope you join me then. Have a great week and see you then. Bye for now.